Try that.
Oh, no recording. Show my screen. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's training. My name is Tom Huseby, and with me I have my business partner.
Dylan Hastings.
And tonight we're going to show and teach you guys about how to use the capture page part of it and combined with your autoresponder to help grow your Ingreso Cybernetico business. So we will take questions on tonight's topic only at the end of the broadcast. So I'm glad you're here. So basically, when you log into your Ingreso Cybernetico website, you can go straight away and scroll up to products and scroll down to capture pages, and two things pop up right there. You have add capture page and my capture pages. So my capture pages is for ones that you've already completed and set up and you saved them. All right, so let's go to add capture pages. And if you look right here, I want to let you know right away that this red banner right here, if you click that, it pops up, and Dwayne Jr. has a great video set up. So if you have any questions after tonight, maybe you forget to ask him or something like that, but go through this video because it's some great training right there as well. Okay, it'll cover everything we're going to cover tonight. And if you look over here, you have some templates you can select. It shows 4. You can also click View More. When you click View More, a whole bunch more pop up. So for tonight's example, let's pick one here. Let's go with, I really like this beach one here with the beach chairs. So once you get that pulled up, if you see over here to the left, you can change the header text, the form text, the button text. Right now it says download, and then the footer text. So let's show you how that works. So maybe you wanted to do whatever you want to type in the header text. So let's do something like, let's just keep this one free video reveals, right? And you can play around with it, make it longer or shorter or whatnot. And then you can put down here in this next under form text, you can put in whatever you want to do there. You still enter your email address to get this free video. And you might do something, change the verbiage up. However you want to word it, but sometimes if you allude to the fact that you're going to send it to them, maybe they'll use a real email more often than not. And then for the button, you can do something like send me the video. And then for this spam part right here, it displays good, but I've noticed sometimes that this BR shows up in it. So I'm gonna, for break, I'm gonna change it up just a hair. I want to make it one line here. I think that looks a little better. And then you can click next, and then it takes you straight to step 2. So you can leave your name and your email, and you can also pick phone, address, mobile, city, state, whatever you want to put in there. Just make sure that the autoresponder that you're going to put on the back side of this matches up with that if you're going to do it. So personally, most of the stuff I do, I just do email. I think you get a higher conversion rate, so I'm just going to pick email, and then I'm going to click next. And then here's the part where it gets exciting because you have the magic responder built right in with your Ingreso Cybernetico system. So once you have all that set up, and we did that training Tuesday night, you'd be able to come over here and pick Magic Responder. Down here, you can just click Account Sales Page, right? And then right here, you can put in the form ID, and I'm going to bounce back over and show you where to get the form ID, okay? So that's kind of how it looks like when it's done right there, but let's do this right here.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Dylan. You can talk while I'm going
well,
over
you're doing that,
to
Tom, real
pull
quick.
up.
While you're pulling that up, all right, great. I just wanted to mention anybody that wasn't on the call on Tuesday night, the training call that we did, we showed everybody how to set up their autoresponder. Autoresponder is pretty much the vehicle that drives the capture page. The capture page is where it actually captures the information and then drives it to your autoresponder itself. So to those that don't know what a capture page is, the capture page is literally a landing page or a website that you can drive traffic to, whether it be through social media, through Facebook, through Twitter, through all different kinds of means. Paid traffic, doesn't matter. But when you're driving traffic to that, you want it to be something appealing and something that's going to drive somebody's curiosity to put your information in that box. So you want to use words like free video. You want to use free offer, free information. Secret. The secret source to financial wealth online or something to that effect. I mean, something that's going to drive somebody's interest to put your name in a capture form. If most of you that are on this call tonight have ever seen a capture page, most of the time I don't ever put my name and information in a capture page unless it really screams out to me or it's information that I want to get. And you'll find that a lot of people put fake email addresses in there, which is a reason why we recommend double opt-in. We talked about that on Tuesday. But for those that were not on that training on Tuesday, Tom's going to go over real quick. He's got Magic Responder pulled up. He's going to go over real quick and show you guys the campaign, the opt-in form, and that's as far as we got on Tuesday night because the internet was really slow because of some updates that HostGator was doing. And but Tom will show you all the details on that. If you guys have any questions after we get done with this part of the presentation, if there's any questions in relation to what we've covered so far up to that point, I'm going to be monitoring the questions. Please feel free to ask the questions so that we can cover and get your questions answered before we move forward in the presentation. So thanks.
Sure. Yeah, I guess we should probably check to make sure that everybody can hear us okay and they can see us okay. So if you can hear and see the screen properly, go ahead and type 1 in the chat box and enter. Then we'll get going.
All right.
Dylan, can you see it? Is it looking good?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
awesome. So here we go. We covered the basics of this the other night, and you can come back over here and watch some of these videos. But we're going to pull up and show you where to get the campaign code to put into that page. Okay, so we just have one test campaign that we built up. So it's right here. You go under Manage Campaign, and then you could put. I think we got to get it from. Is it Edit? No. I don't need to go there. Back up.
You looking for the HTML?
Yeah, the quickest way to get to it is a Manage Opt-in.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm going to pull up the code, right? Yeah, there we go. So there's 2 opt-in forms. It's whichever one you want to match up with. So it's going to be the ID right here. So say you wanted to use this first one for Ingreso Cybernetico, you would copy that and then go back over, enter that right there, okay?
That was one of the biggest questions, Tom, not to interrupt you there, but that was one of the biggest questions people had. Actually, a question that I had and Tom had originally when we first saw the new capture page system is, what form ID are they referencing? And right now, guys, just so you know, Dwayne and his team right now are working extremely hard to get Aweber integrated and GetResponse and those external auto-responding services. That will be after the first of the year, he said. Right now, we are just using Magic Responder or IC Responder. And to be honest with you, once I think you guys get familiar with Magic Responder, you're going to find out that it's extremely easy to use. And that's the form ID that they're asking for. And so, Tom, can you go back real quick just to show people again where that is? Because that's really crucial, because people are going to wonder, how do I get that form? So if you log into Magic Responder and you get to that page right there, you go look for your campaign, and you get to the campaign by hitting autoresponder in the drop-down, and then where it says Manage Campaign, you just use the drop-down and manage opt-in forms. If you do not have an opt-in form there yet that's tied to that campaign, then you have to create an opt-in form, and that option was directly above where Tom just clicked. So, all right, sorry about that, Tom.
Yeah, so you got the idea. So you pick the one you want. You've already built it, and we went over that the other night, basically how to do that. So this is how you tie the 2 together. And then all you're going to do next is come over here and hit Save. Okay? And I want to show you where to find that out. So that page is saved, right? And it basically saves it, not shaves it. It saves it by the title right here. Let me show you. So you go back up here to Products, Capture Pages. Then you want to go to My Capture Pages. There should be 3 here now. And then basically, I did this one right here, free video reveals how to earn income online. So that is the one right there. Now, where do you get your link, right? You just click View. Click View right there. And then this is your link. You just copy that. So you could use a link shortener. You could go and I think we're covering this next week, aren't we, Dylan, where we're going to go show people how to buy a domain and forward and mask and things like that. But if you look at this form right here, this is going to show up great on mobile as well. I'll put this in the chat box here. Hold on just a second. Then you guys can click on it if you have a phone there. Maybe send it to yourself, copy and paste over and look at it on the phone. But they look really, really good.
No, I mean, this capture page system is phenomenal to have. I mean, this is what's great about this, guys, is you do not have to come out of your pocket any more money then what when you come into Ingreso Cybernetico, any of you that are on this call that are already in business with Ingreso Cybernetico, or IC we like to call it, you guys get all this. I mean, you can actually get a domain. What we'll do next week is we'll show you guys how to set up your free domain that IC gives you. We're going to show you how to host it if you choose to host it with your free hosting that you get, and then we're also going to show you how to integrate it and mask your capture page with the domain if you just choose to mask it. And then you've got your own personal URL, and you've got your system all put in place for you where it's literally going to capture your leads. It'll follow up with them if you choose, or you can hit broadcast and send any message out to those members any given time that you choose. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely there. So I mean, we basically with Ingresso Cybernetic, we have a full turnkey internet marketing system here. So the places you're going to share that are all, you can actually go buy a solo ad, write up a good ad, get with the provider, send them some money. So they're going to send this out to their list. And then if you get people opting in, then you have your autoresponder messages following up with them over time. And that's how you make sales on the internet. So you can do this to sell the opportunity with Ingreso Cybernetico. You can do the same type of thing and have some of the digital products on the back end there and try and earn some money that way. So there's just a bunch of different things you can do with that to earn money using the internet. Now, Dylan, is there any questions that are popping up over there?
Yeah, thank you guys, and make sure that you guys, if you have any questions up to the point of information that we've covered up to right now, please ask your questions right now. We'll get those answered before we move forward. We do have a great question actually that came in, and it said, "Can you use a form? Can you use a form on a website and a landing page for the same campaign ID, or do you need to create one for each?" And that is a phenomenal question. Thank you for asking that, because no, you do not need to create a separate campaign for each capture page or each system. If you want to create 10 capture pages and use the same campaign ID and the same autoresponder and all the follow-up messages, you can do that. You just continue to use the same form ID. It's not going to affect anything. And no, that's a great question. One of the things that you will change up, however, is you will actually change up the URL that the capture page is going to be masked to. And again, we don't want to confuse anybody, because that is something that maybe somebody's not familiar with. But for right now, the URLs for each capture page have their own URLs. So if you're going to make them personal to you, so that it doesn't look like that big, long, ugly URL, then you have to have the separate URLs for each capture page. But they can all go to the same campaign ID. Great question. Another question came in: is this autoresponder just for IC, or can it be used? Didn't finish the question, but is the autoresponder just for IC, or can you use it, I'm assuming, for anything else? You can use the capture, or the autoresponder can be used with any capture page system that's out there that accepts HTML. So the way that you would integrate the capture page, Tom, if you can go right back to Magic Responder and go to the opt-in form, if you could hit manage, what you'll do, guys, is you'll go down to manage campaign and see where Tom's got his cursor. It says get HTML. The HTML code that you can use for a third-party autoresponder service is right at the bottom where it says Mr. HTML code. That is the code that you will use at the very bottom there. That's the code that you'll use to integrate into your third-party responder. That's, again, if they offer HTML integration. If they don't, then unfortunately you won't be able to use Magic Responder for that particular purpose. However, you've got Magic Responder as a free autoresponder within your back office, so it'd be crazy not to use that as an alternative if your other autoresponding service doesn't offer that. So, great question.
Yeah,
All right, that's
absolutely.
it.
So there's always some services that they want to use that. They're only the ones that are integrated, But if you have the ability to paste in the code, by all means, use your Magic Responder. It's probably the most affordable option on the market right now.
Absolutely.
Any more
All right,
questions in
Tom.
there?
Nope, we're good to go.
Cool. So that is, we can go create another one just to give you an idea. So just to start over again, you're going to go up to Products, Capture Pages, Add Capture Pages. I'm going to show you again how to do this. So you got the steps numbered right here. Let's click View More. Scroll down. Let's pick the boat one this time. So just get an idea one more time to see how it goes. So if you want to change the text up here, you do it there.
Man, all these beach scenes make me want to go to the beach.
Yeah, it's cold here, so it's making me thinking about warmer places too. So then you can do maybe send me the video, something like that, and I like to shorten this up a little bit. This seems like it's a bit long. I like it one line.
And Tom, while you're doing that real quick,
Yeah.
you had mentioned before, which is really important, that guys, if you're creating this op or this capture page, and see where Tom's got enter your name and enter your email address in there now. What he was saying before was, and this is extremely important, so that's the reason I'm covering it, is that you want to make sure your opt-in form has the same information that's being collected, or you're going to miss out on the information that you're looking to collect from your particular from your lead. So if you can go real quick, go back to the opt-in forms,
Yep. I'll go
and
just in case
you'll
they didn't make it the other night. We'll show them exactly how that is here. So
yeah,
let's go to
let's do that real quick because that's really just hit
manage,
edit.
and
Yeah.
then let's go edit form.
Yeah. So on this form right here, guys, see how it says name and it says email and it says submit, and we want to you want to make sure that whatever information, like Tom was saying, that you're going to collect in your capture form, that you have integrated with your opt-in form. So if you want to collect the country in which that person is opting in at, right now it's not selected. You have to make sure you go over there and check it and hit save, and you will have to go back in. It may create another form code because there's been modifications done. Just always double check your form ID with your capture page to make sure that that information still matches. We like to test the systems before we drive any paid traffic or any we start going out there and marketing. So it's always good to test the system before you go out there and start to market yourself. So thanks, Tom.
Yeah, definitely. And what you said there is so true because I did that myself. I went and I made a change and I didn't change the code because it will change your HTML code. And I didn't go copy the new code and put it on my capture page. And I kept wondering why it still was sending me to the wrong page over and over again. So I've learned that from mistakes, making mistakes there. So definitely, if you come over here and you make a change, so you added a country or something like that, then you want to do it over there and you want to recopy the code and put it in as well so it matches up. So a lot of time, it's always good to get the name if they're going to give you their real name, so you can personalize the emails because there's also a way to doing that, and it'll show you in the training videos here. We talked about it Tuesday night, but say this form, for example, we're going to basically just leave it as email only. So I'm going to take name off, and
Actually,
then
use this one name, Tom, because you actually created that other new capture page with
all
the
right,
name
so
on
we'll
it.
leave them both in there. And then right here, thank you URL. This is another thing we talked about the other night. It depends on where you want them to go. If you don't want them to go to that one right there, the confirm ID, then you can type in whatever you want. So if you wanted to type in your own Ingreso site.
So people just, and we keep referencing Tuesday night, guys, and what we're going to try to do with the training, just to give everybody an expectation of what we're going to do, we're going to try to cover the same type of topics on a weekly basis. So we're going to touch on something on Tuesday night, and we're going to follow up with it on a training on Thursday night, so that we can kind of put the two and two together, and we can show you guys specifically how to leverage the tools and the systems that we have in our hand with Ingreso Cybernetico. So the thank you URL, just to reiterate what that is where as soon as somebody enters their name, email address, and hits I want your video, or I want the information that you've got on the other end of your capture page, that's the URL that they're going to be driven to right there. Okay, so you want to make sure that wherever you want to drive them to, that's the thank you URL. Okay, just to make that clear on that.
So, and then we got to basically bounce back over to here. And then we want to go get that code again. I think we got to go there, and then it shows two. So whichever one we were working on here, I forget. So I'm just going to show you, for example. And then back to click form HTML again. Make sure you're in the right one. Huh?
Yeah, well, we're not using HTML for this code anyways, but just
Yeah,
to show
just
you
if you
guys.
were, then because this does change, and I've ran into that. I just want to make sure people were aware of that. Because if you make a change over there, it will change all this coding right here. Then you want to change that. That's if you're using a capture page from someplace else, really. Because, like we said before, if you're just using, shouldn't have to if you're using the form ID and using an IC page, really. Copy that, come back over. You're going to go next here. We left it with both. Next, and then put the form ID in there. And then you go ahead and select autoresponder service, magic responder, and then click account sales page or digital product, whatever you want to pick there. And then click save. And then back up here to grab your pages. You want to go to my capture pages. And then you'll be able to pull up that other one, view it, and same type of thing there. So that's the fourth one, the one we just did. And then you could save the URL and then go on from there.
Yeah, and these are beautiful capture pages, guys. I mean, I know, just from experience, to have something like this as a tool, as a as basically part of our Ingreso Cybernetico business, it's amazing that we have all these tools. It literally is a complete suite of tools to leverage the internet in your internet business. So we're distributors just like you guys, and we're members of Ingreso Cybernetico just like you guys. And one of the things that we're going to try to focus on for training is the things that a lot of our team comes to us and says, hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I fix this? How do I tweak this or do that? So we're gonna try to focus on as many things as possible that you guys want us to talk about for your teams and your people, so that we can help everybody learn how to use these tools, because the tools are not just a product. These tools can leverage. You can use to leverage to build your aggressive cybernetical business. So please, if you have any suggestions after we're done this webinar, please send them to, you can send them to Ingreso Cybernetico, the main support email, and Dwayne will look at them and get them back to us so that we can figure out and schedule these webinars for you guys. But this is really for all of us to learn together and utilize these tools, because they're phenomenal. So.
You got to think about the value in this right here too, because Dylan and I, we have another system before this became available, and it's like $67 a month just for making these custom capture pages. So there's a huge amount of value, and no matter which business center you buy, you could own all of them. Your monthly cost is only $25 a month. So just really thankful that Ingreso Cybernetico has that available for everyone to use. So
yeah, and Tom, a question just came through, which is a really great question as well. The question was, do we own the leads that we capture? And that is a great question. Yes, you do own the leads that you capture. Now, does that mean that person's going to go and opt into another opt-in form? Yeah, it could. So yes, any information that you capture is your information. You own it. It's in your autoresponder. You can market whatever you want to them. You can say whatever you want to them. You can utilize that lead for anything going forward once you capture it. So yes, absolutely, you do own the lead once you capture it, for sure.
Yeah, you could actually set up a whole marketing system with Ingreso Cybernetico to market one of the other businesses that you were already in. It doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Cool beans. Any more questions in there?
Nope, we're good to go.
That was the basics of what we had covered for tonight. I mean, the places you're going to use this is just to make an attractive. You could use them on social media like Facebook, Twitter, things like that. And you always want to have a little bit of copy right there. Another thing you could use to get opt-ins is have what I call link bait. Have you ever used link bait, Dylan?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying about it?
No.
So maybe you had an ebook or something like that, or maybe you had something that somebody wants. Obviously, the video in this example that we've used is like, I'm going to send you a video, right? But what if there was like, download this free ebook, and you either wrote one yourself or you had one put together. Maybe you bought one that was PLR, which is private label rights, and then had it customized and with a professional cover on it. And then you have your own link bait that's custom to you. And people want to give you their real email to get that information from you, whatever topic you choose, whatever your niche is. So that's another way that you could set up a whole campaign that way, and then have it set up to email them the ebook. You can do that. You can do it with a video like we're doing right here. There's all kinds of different ways that you're going to be using it. And definitely when you do this on Facebook, I recommend putting a little bit of copy, having some white space like a full space, and then your link, and then another full space. Then you can use a period, right, to hold the picture down slightly away from that, so the link stands out.
Yeah, let's kind of show them a visual because I know everybody's a visual. Everybody's visual. So
Sure.
if you
Let's
don't
take.
mind, it doesn't matter.
This is
But
just a
let's
test
let's
one, but I'll do it right now. I'll go to my Facebook and do that. Sure.
all right. So we've got so guys, just to touch a little bit on one of the other things we wanted to touch on tonight was how to use these capture pages in the autoresponder system to build to grow your business. So um, before we move on to this, though, is there any other questions on anything we've covered up to this point on the autoresponder, the capture pages, setting up how to set them up and how to customize them yourself? If there is, please ask now before we move on to how to utilize these capture pages to grow your business.
Well, let me know if any questions pop up. I'm going to just go ahead and just give somebody an example. Okay.
Okay.
So I didn't really have any examples ready, but let's do something like. Oh, I know. I got to get one earlier today. I should put it on my wall. I'll just go copy it and then repaste it someplace, right? Let's do go to some other page here or whatever. All right. So say you wanted to post something like that right there. Don't let your boss determine how much you earn. I want a full space. Then your capture form, and you could make that. You could actually use something like Bitly. It's a link shortener that you can track links on. You could use that exact link. We're using a test account tonight, or you could do like we're going to teach next week is actually set up a URL and have it forwarded to it, something customized to you. So, but you get the idea here. So a full space is where I think looks best, right? And then another full space. And then if it doesn't, obviously a lot of these aren't going to display nice looking pictures, so maybe you want to put a picture in there too, right? You can do it with a picture, without a picture, and see what gets you the most reach. But here's the deal. Whatever looks good for you, but see how I got the white space right there? And then the white space right there after that link, okay? And then obviously you're probably not going to use a big old ugly link like that. You'd either use a bit.ly link shortener or use the URL. And then when you post it, the picture is going to show up under here, so it looks a little bit better. That'll help you get some more clicks on that link there for you. Another thing, when you're using Twitter, get familiar with hashtags, because if say you wrote a blog post or something like that, and you have a bunch of advertisements in it for your Ingreso Cybernetical sales funnel, right? You can use hashtags to geotag it to certain places. If somebody's searching Atlanta, Georgia for jobs, maybe you could just tag Atlanta, Georgia, and then you had like work from home opportunity or something like that in there. So that gets a little bit more local eyeballs on it, things like that. So or right now you got the whole thing going on with the Duck Dynasty fella. So maybe you could write up a little story about that or something like that, and then hashtag Duck Dynasty and somehow turn that copy into whatever you're selling, right? So that's just going to get some more eyeballs on your post. And that's coming up on about 30 minutes. So if, any more questions pop up yet, Dylan? It's really about it for tonight.
Yeah,
It
one
goes
of
a
the
whole lot faster when the internet is working good.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, on Tuesday night, the internet, the hosting was a little. They were updating the hosting, not through HostGator, not through IC, but and it took quite a while for us to do the training. So anybody that was on that training, we really appreciate your patience with that. And one of a suggestion came up, or something that came up, what the information you covered there, Tom, and it's basically that pictures do stand out, and that is very, very true, guys. If you've got just a link on your wall, a lot of people get numb to that now because there's so many people pitching different deals
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook. If you've got a picture out there that can really catch somebody's eye, whether it be something silly, it doesn't even have to be something related to what you're. It's not so much selling. I really don't like the word selling. I like the word sharing, because really what we are doing, if you're selling all the time, chances are you're not going to get any business. You're not going to attract people to what you're doing. You really want to get in the habit of sharing the information. It's like, I think Dwayne had touched on this maybe last week, or maybe even on Tuesday morning, that if you're in a room full of people and you're at a party, or maybe it's somebody else that shared this with me, but if you're in a room and you're in a room full of people, and you're at a party, you're not going to walk up to every single person and just say, hey, do you want to join my business? Because what are people going to do? They're going to turn around and run away from you. And that's the same thing with I see in the business that we have. It's all about sharing the information that we have. And what you want to do, the purpose of these capture pages are so that people are curious. People don't. If you just give somebody the keys to the door, obviously they're just going to open it and start looking around. But if you can kind of sneak, like basically have a door that can't be opened, and you tell them what's fascinating on the inside, of course people are going to be interested on seeing what's on the other end of the door, because it's the curiosity that really is what's going to attract people to opt into your capture pages. Make it to where people are that you're almost like you're teasing them with information. That, hey, I've got this awesome information. The only way that you can get it is by opting in, and for me to share it with you, basically. So it doesn't always have to be the business that you're trying to grow, whether it be Ingreso Cybernetica or any other business. Just make sure that it could be a digital product, like Dwayne was talking about. It could be that you're selling a digital product, you got a great deal, and that the deal's only good for the next 24 hours, and for those that opt in, they get the VIP pricing. Something to that effect, guys. You really want it to make it sound like they're getting something that's great. So another question that came up was verify. Verify this. It says verify that it saved the form ID. It said it tried several times and to come back, and the form ID returns to 0. So let's check that real quick, Tom, if we can, because if that is a problem, we will definitely get that to the support staff ASAP to get that fixed for you. So yes, you are correct. So it is going to the form ID 0. I will bring that up to support. Thank you for bringing that up to us, and we will get that fixed ASAP tonight.
Good catch.
Yes, great catch. Another question that was brought up is there a limit to the capture pages? And I do not believe so. I am pretty sure that there is no limit to the amount of capture pages that you can create. I will tell you, however, that the more capture pages you create, the harder it is to manage everything. So the best thing to do is find some great capture pages. You can even duplicate them. You can use the same exact capture page for different campaigns. So, but
yeah,
no,
you can do that in split tests. You can try different pictures to split test with same verbiage or the same background, and just change your verbiage up, and then test and see which one converts better. Definitely, that's all part of internet marketing. You want to do that, and then once you do a couple test runs and see what converts better, that's the one you want to stick with. Then.
Yeah, and guys, just we're experienced in this, and I want to make sure, Tom, because you know what split testing is. If I was to look on the outside looking in, most people don't know what split testing is. So,
all right, well, split testing. Then it's just basically if you had, okay, let's X out of here real quick. So you had this picture. You can do different ways. You can have maybe one this way that has this verbiage on it. And then you could have the same picture with different verbiage, or you could have same verbiage on a different picture. And then what I mean by split test is you could run so many clicks to one page. So you run 100 clicks to one page, run 100 clicks to the next page. That's kind of a small amount, but maybe you want to run a few thousand to it and see what converts better. What I mean by converts is how many people you actually get to opt in based on the number of clicks you got. And there's like a percentage, it's almost like a mathematical formula there, and whichever one has a higher conversion rate into opt-ins is maybe the one you want to use. That's what I'm talking about, split testing.
Yeah, thank you. All right, well, that pretty much wraps it up. Unless somebody else has any other questions on anything we've covered tonight, we really appreciate your time. And Tom, is there anything else you wanted to mention here before?
No, I think when you were kind of talking about different ways to break the ice, like at a party, I had an idea. I want to come up with at least 5 icebreakers to use and cover that next Tuesday night with whatever topic we're going over then. So I'm going to have that little bonus. I'm going to have 5 icebreakers for next week for you guys.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, thank everybody for being on the call and the webinar. And this webinar will be recorded for anybody that anybody was curious. It will be recorded. It will be sent out in an email by corporate, and you guys will have access to it to share with your team and your anybody that was not able to attend the webinar tonight. So, So
One
thank
last
you.
thing, I almost forgot. So if somebody made it on here and you're actually not with Ingreso Cybernetical yet, you just found out about the training, you hopped on, checked it out. Make sure you get back with whoever invited you for the next step if you decide to partner up with us in business. And you guys have a great night.